All right. Good morning to those who listen. It is October 3rd, 2025, 1:18 a.m. And I just wanted to show you some videos. Some are short, some are a little bit longer. Most of them are from Funky Prepper, who is doing a really good job of putting out some uh, videos that are showing what is going on all around the world right now. We are literally in Revelation right now, the starting of the beast system. We are so close to the mark of the beast, and these are some examples of things that are precursors to that and what is going on. Some crazy stuff. All right, so I'm going to. Oh, that's why he did it. That's weird though. So if I put it there, it doesn't share it. Puts the thing down there. Ah, so if I push that, it shows that. Okay, just trying to figure that out because can I share from this spot? StreamYard's got new stuff on here, so I'm not sure how that works. All right, so let's see what happens if I try to share. Here we go. Here we go. All right, hopefully this works. Let's take a look back here. And it's showing it. Okay, so it's not the full screen though. So let's put it like that. There we go. Okay, good enough. Kind of experimenting here. Some different features are here. But anyway, I'm going to show you some shorts. So let me go back over to the page and check all this out. So I'm mainly just going to play these and maybe not explain too much except for some of the ones that are really like, wow. All right, here's the first one.
If you're planning a trip to Europe, you're going to have to hand over way more than your passport when you get there. As part of a new entry-exit system, visitors to most European countries will have to provide 4 fingerprints and a facial photo at a self-operated kiosk. The information will be stored for 3 years, with the photo being used for ID verification on later visits. Travelers who refuse to provide their biometric data will be denied entry. The goal of the program is to enhance security and speed up border crossings, it is said. The new system is set to be rolled out over 6 months, starting in October, and applies to 29 countries, including popular destinations like France, Italy, and Spain. If you're planning a trip to Europe.
So they show you 3 of the countries. They're not showing you all of the countries, but they're showing 3 of the 29. Wow, we're getting to the point where we're not going to be able to do anything without having a digital ID or something similar to that. Wow. And they're pushing for it. I just saw something that Switzerland narrowly passed their digital ID. We had UK is doing that theirs. That's not in effect yet, but it's going to be, and they're slowly rolling it out. And then, what was it, Vietnam? Let me look real quick. I got it right here on my phone. Vietnam deleted millions, 86 million bank accounts under the new biometric rules. So, yeah, some crazy stuff going on. Here's the next one.
The total prison population is 88,087, and the adult male estate is operating at approximately 99% of its capacity. Every year, on our current trajectory, the prison population rises by 3,000. And now we expect to hit zero capacity to entirely run out of prison places for adult men in November of this year. The total prison.
So another one, crazy. See, maybe if the UK didn't put people in jail for posting up memes and, some of them are just reposting. They're not. It's not their original. Wow. Maybe there wouldn't be so many people in prison and jail.
Gets faster and faster every day, where AI will think without you. It's not just talking or using language anymore to speak to you. It's planning, it's coordinating, it's learning. Right now, multiple AIs can talk to each other in English, or in a few cases, we have found in languages we don't understand. Now, what do you do with a computer when it is speaking to another computer in a language we have no idea what any of it means, and they stop explaining themselves? Schmidt said, you unplug it immediately.
So they created languages that they could talk to each other. They actually have names for languages they have named, and they could talk from, this is like from China to America, from Russia to, it doesn't matter like what language they originally speak, they all somehow can speak in this weird code language that was not invented by humans.
We are now entering a time.
Wow. Amazing, isn't it?
This is going to sound insane, but this is a warning to America and a warning to the rest of the world. I was just put onto something very serious, and the second I heard it, my heart dropped because it made so much sense. But basically, right now on the dark web, organized crime gangs are coming out with a software called 911 spam, and the idea is simple. Basically, they're going to spam 911 lines with different calls like, hey, there's a kidnapping at CVS, hey, there's a shooting at Walmart, hey, at this address, there's a home break-in, whatever. And while these calls are all coming into your local 911, they're going to be breaking into a house near you, they're going to be breaking into a jewelry store near you, whatever. 911 won't know what to respond to, and it's absolutely insane. So stay ready, stay prepared. God bless America. Make sure your family and make sure everyone is prepared for this, because this AI shit's about to get real. This is going to sound insane, but...
And what do you say about that? I mean, if you think about it, we are already at the point where it's too late, because, you know, you could have a country or even a whole bunch of countries say, hey, we do not want, you know, AI advancing this. We need to regulate it first. We need to do this. We need to do that. But there's always going to be a bunch of other countries that are going full steam ahead to get AI, you know, in their country advanced more than other countries. And eventually there's going to be some kind of AI takeover or something that happens. I'm going to say this because I've heard this twice now. Mike from Around the World predicted this months and months ago, and then I just heard it yesterday from somebody else. I can't remember who it was from, what other channel it was. But there's going to be an event that causes 50 to 100 million people to be gone, and it'll be caused by AI. And then they'll have to do something. Then things get serious. But what if that's it? Have you guys remember the Deagle report, where all these countries were suddenly losing massive amounts of population, and they didn't know what it was from? There was all kinds of theories, nukes, asteroids, whatever. But what about AI? What about AI? I remember my very first video that went viral, that got it was 750,000 views. It was from about the Stephen Hawking thing, that weird message that was sent, and they said, "We are not human." What if that's what that was, the threat? Because they were, everybody was thinking, "Oh, it's aliens or something else." But what if it's AI? And thinking back now, that's kind of strange. If you remember, Saudi Arabia had Sophia the robot, and all the AI stuff was coming out of Saudi Arabia. And in my coordinates that I had from that strange SOS message, one that was in Morse code, there was like coordinates, and the coordinates were I triangulated the coordinates. If you ever want to watch it, go back and look on my videos. It's the most watched to number one. So don't know. Don't know if that's what that was or anything, but just throwing that out there. I saw this and was like, we don't have a chance.
This is the
Look at how big these robots are.
Hold your breath and count.
Look at that thing.
Feel the earth move and then.
See, they'll say, oh, don't worry, we have these robots under control, but all it has to do is go rogue and bam, it's over.
What is 45,689 divided by 67?
Sure.
He silently asks the computer and then hears the answer through vibrations transmitted through his skull and into his inner ear.
681.925.
Exactly right. One more. What's the largest city in Bulgaria, and what is the population? The screen shows how long it takes the computer to read the words that he's saying to himself.
Sofia, 1.21 million.
That is correct. You just Googled that.
I did.
You could be an expert in any subject.
Mm-hmm.
You have the entire internet in your head.
That's the idea.
What is...
And there's the same thing that I was talking about with the Megan video. They can put that stuff in your head. First off, just by thinking or saying the words, thinking the words in your head, you can search Google. So just think of what that means, and then, if they're putting the answers in your ear, what else can they put in your ear? What else can they do? They could make you believe a certain thing. They could influence you to do certain things, buy certain things, think certain things. Come on. Look at how bad it's getting. Look at how bad it's getting. All right, now I got a few more videos. These are a little bit longer, but they're all worth watching.
First it was Nepal, now it's Italy. The people of Italy are in the streets. It's going on a week now. They found out that their government, Republican and Democrat, were all working together and just taking away and chipping away at the Italian people's rights. And they got sick and tired of that country in the Middle East that seems to have way too much control in their government. And guess what? They said, nope, we're not going to be violent. We're just not going to work. We're not going to buy anything, and we're not going to pay our taxes. And you're going to go bankrupt. It's working, folks. It's working. And guess what? That country in the Middle East that's got their hands in every other country, look what's going on at TikTok. Look what's happening right now on Facebook. Look what they're doing on YouTube. Look what UK is doing with that digital ID. You can't work. You can't eat. You can't sleep. You can't nothing without this digital ID. It is stand in line, do as you're told, and that's coming. That's coming, kids. It's coming. And if you don't stand up now, we're going to be like dogs on a leash. We ain't going to be able to get to them. We ain't going to be able to get to them. You got to stand up, kids. Look at the world. It's got a blueprint for us.
Okay, I'm hoping it's still showing up over here. Weird. All right, hopefully it's still working. At least, if anything, you can at least hear what's going on. All right, so let me go back again.
This just got way darker, and you're going to want to hear this news. Billionaire hedge fund legend Paul Tudor Jones just went public saying AI isn't some far-off threat. It's an imminent danger in our lifetimes, not in 50 years, but right now. He sat in a room with some of the top tech leaders on Earth, and when they were asked, what are you doing about AI security? They all admitted nothing. Why? Because the competition's too fierce. Russia, China, the US, everyone's locked in an AI arms race that no one's willing to slow down. Here's where it turns straight up chilling. Paul says he's buying 100 acres in the Midwest, stocking up on cattle, chickens, provisions, because he's prepping for a collapse level event. And get this, he even said it might take an accident that kills 50 to
There it
100
is.
million people before the world wakes up to how dangerous AI really is. And the craziest part, no one on that tech panel pushed back. People building this tech aren't planning your escape. They're planning their own.
There it was. So there's where I saw it. I couldn't remember where I saw that, but there it was. Yeah. So what was I going to say? I was going to say, for one, what is if AI causes this to happen? What if remember how we keep hearing there's gonna be a great reset? What if AI starts the great reset? Why is it paused? What's going on? No. Okay, it's going again. It looked like it was paused. I hope this live stream is going good. It's not a live stream, it's a recording. But hopefully it's working correctly. Go back to the next one.
Here's the biggest tech news that took place in the past few days, and it's about to change everything you know about human capabilities. Elon Musk just announced Neuralink will begin human trials within 6 months to give blind people superhuman vision that can see infrared, ultraviolet, and even radar data directly through brain implants. Apple is spending $14 billion to buy Perplexity AI, which means Siri is about to become terrifyingly smart, and Google's search monopoly just got its biggest threat ever. MIT scientists discovered that using ChatGPT literally makes your brain lazier with the lowest neural activity ever recorded, proving AI is making humans dumber while we think it's making us smarter. Tencent released free AI that creates Hollywood-quality 3D models in minutes, completely destroying the 3D animation industry that charges thousands for work anyone can now do for free. New AI video editing can digitally replace your clothes, add products to your hands, and change anything in real-time footage just by typing what you want, making every video you see potentially fake. Your brain is getting weaker, your job skills are becoming worthless, and reality itself is becoming impossible to verify. This isn't progress. This is the complete transformation of human society happening in real time while most people are completely unaware.
This was actually a good one that needs to be done more. What's happening over in the UK?
This is a country you serve. This is a country that you serve. Flag up when you work. Countries flag up.
Why would the police take down the flag of the government? That just baffles me. Baffles me. All right, so that's it except for this. I got two more. Please stick around because the best one of them all, and the one that's going to show you the most and is going to shock you the most, I should have said this in the beginning because I was saving it for last, is coming up. So this one, I'm not sure if this is real or not. This could
photo
be
was taken during a real purge
AI
test,
or
but
something.
no one was ever supposed to see it. In 1978, the government launched Project Clean Slate, a one-night experiment where all crime was legal for 12 hours. The test site, a forgotten town in Nevada called Ash Hollow. Residents were told it was a drill. Cameras were hidden in every streetlight. Guns were left in unlocked crates. And when the sirens wailed at 7 p.m., the town exploded into chaos. Neighbors turned on each other. A school teacher lit her principal on fire. A 9-year-old ran through the chaos, holding something tightly against her chest, her father's severed hand wrapped in a torn bedsheet. By morning, 72% of the town was dead. But here's the terrifying part. The footage was never leaked. It was shown only to top officials, who called it a resounding success. 2 years later, in 1980, a whistleblower named Lyle Denton, who worked on the project, stole a tape and mailed it to a local news station in Utah. But the broadcast was mysteriously cut mid-air. Lyle disappeared the next day. His trailer was found burned to the ground, a single phrase carved into the dirt beside it. The purge begins when we say it does. To this day, no record of Ash Hollow exists on any map, but if you drive east of Elko and the wind is just right, you can still hear the sirens.
That could just be something made up by AI. I think it probably is, but it just goes to show you too that, you know, they can make up all these stories, and AI can make up all these stories, and then people will believe it. So AI is very dangerous. I know AI can be good. It can be used for good things, but again, you know, it's not going to want to serve people. It's going to want to serve itself. All right, the last one. This is the main one. This is the one that is shocking, chilling, scary, all that in one. Let me get it lined up because I got to get to the right spot.
I would be.
This one's from Evolutionary Energy Arts, and this is a video supposedly from Planeteer, and I'm not positive. I can't confirm that 100%, but I've heard it from several sources that this is Planeteer ad. So it's like, why would they show that in the first place? Maybe they don't care anymore. Maybe they want everybody to know what they're going to be doing. But if this is true, and
Trying to,
it definitely seems like they could definitely do this.
you know, get as many. Your ad just dropped. Are you ready for the future?
There is this new Palantir commercial ad that just came out that you guys need to check out. You guys do remember who Palantir is, right? The new data integration company that's helping the Department of Defense, the IRS, the DOD, DOGE, and all the, and ICE, the People's Handling Immigration. But check this thing out, y'all. This is crazy.
Good morning, citizens. Your overnight account balances have been updated. Time to start a productive day. Final notice, your account balance is below 500. You need 50 credits by the end of the day to avoid automatic eviction. If you have missed work due to illness, you must provide a doctor's note to reclaim your credits.
Any extra credits? Please.
Tensions are high today, with more people planning to join the Citizens Against Digital Control protest. Remember, the government knows who you are at all times. Resisting is not worth the consequences. All of their newest social credit systems are designed to keep you and your families safe and efficient.
Authorities seized a record balance of an individual's credits, citing excessive hoarding.
Traffic violation detected. 7 miles per hour over the limit. 75 credits have been automatically deducted.
You have to be fucking kidding me.
Yep, you got the flu. Your blood work shows a significant iron deficiency. I recommend incorporating more red meat into your diet.
Dr. Jones, your taxes were not filed and have been automatically deducted with late fees. Your medical license has been revoked.
Oh, hell nah, I filed an extension.
Purchase denied. Monthly red meat allowance exceeded. Try mealworms instead.
Mealworms.
Can you guys please let me through?
Attention. Unauthorized political gathering detected. Participants' access to financial services has been suspended. Due to the speeding infraction, your car will be immobilized for 3 days.
Fuck you! Take your surveillance policies and rot in hell!
You've earned 50 bonus credits for reporting your neighbor's hateful misconduct. This content exceeds your current social credit tier. May we suggest citizen responsibility? Sarah, open the door. You have been identified by the authorities. Don't resist. Don't resist. Don't resist.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah.
that was just like,
Definitely.
wow. Now,
Wow.
this is Palantir.
So they said it was Palantir. I'm still not positive it is. But yeah. Happened. There we go. Man, I'm sure hoping that you get to see everything that there. We'll go back over the video though. But yeah, look where we are. Look where we are. I see revelation all over this. This is not the mark of the beast, but it's definitely precursors to it because, without the digital ID, you can't work. If you can't work, you don't have no money, so you won't be able to buy or sell. And then they can create their own rules, social credit system, and everyone has to follow what they're doing. And if they don't, credits, whatever they're going to call it, credits are taken away from you, and you won't have enough money to pay your rent, to buy food, to pay for your electricity. You have to do everything according to them. And if you go against them, you're out of their system, you're on your own. And eventually, if that happens, and even if you, on purpose get off the system, you're going to be, no food, nowhere to live. You're going to be in danger. So most people will give in because they don't want to die. They don't want to be sick. They don't want to have, be out on their own, homeless, starving, all that stuff. So there you go. It's going to be way harder than I think anybody ever originally thought to try to survive through this, and through the mark of the beast, through the tribulation. So it's not just so much of a survival thing, it's a mental thing too, because that's how they're going to play it. They're going to play it that most people are just going to give in. How many percent? 90, 95% of the people just give in because they're not going to deal with being homeless, starving, how they're going to feed their family, all this stuff. And the ones who try, they figure eventually they'll give in. So there's your patience of the saints that's in the Bible. There's your the Satan, the Antichrist, wears out the saints. A lot of people think we're going to be raptured away before all this happens, but what if we're not? What if we have to prove that who we're loyal to? That'll be like the ultimate test to see if we break down and give in to their system, the world system, the beast system, the Antichrist system, or are we going to stand and choose God, choose Jesus through it all, through everything that happens? So there's just a warning to everybody out there. I think a lot of people don't think about how bad it really is going to be. And a lot of people think, oh, I'll just be raptured away and don't even have to deal with any of this stuff. But what if we're not? What if we're still here? And so that's what I think we have to, because if we're raptured away, what is the purpose of the revelation? And what would be the point of choosing? If all the Christians are raptured away, and everybody that's left is already going to be taking the mark of the beast anyway. Why do we even have the book of Revelation? I don't think there's going to be a pre-trib rapture. I think it's going to be mid or post. But again, that's not a factor in salvation. I just worry about people that believe the pre-trib rapture, and then we're all stuck here going through the tribulation and have to deal with the mark of the beast and all that. They're going to be let down. They're going to be more hopeless. It's like with all this rapture date setting, and the rapture date comes and passes and no rapture happens. A lot of people are down and out and questioning, their beliefs. So I think we need to be mentally prepared, in case the rapture doesn't happen right away and we have to deal with some of this or most of this or whatever of it. I think we're going to have to choose. And we will have that free will, but they're going to make it so good to take the mark, and you'll avoid all the bad stuff and blah, blah, blah. You'll have everything you need, compared to you're going to be homeless. You're going to be starving. You're not going to have nothing. You're going to be outcast. Who knows? You might be in prison. Who knows? But a lot of people will lose faith. Maybe that's the falling away. Maybe that's the falling away. Because people will just give up and they won't trust in God. They won't trust in Jesus, and they'll give in just so they can live. But you got to remember, what are you living for then? If you take the mark of the beast, you're only living 3.5 years. And then that's total damnation after that. You got to look at the bigger picture and think, is it worth 3.5 years to go to hell, or to choose God's side, and whatever has to happen happens, so you do not take the mark of the beast and you are faithful to God. There's your choices. So that's what I wanted to show this video, because a lot of people know about what's going on in the world with all this stuff, but I don't know if everybody realizes how bad it really is going to be. And it's not like we can just go off in the woods somewhere and hide, and just wait. They'll be able to track you everywhere. I just won't have a cell phone and all that. I just don't think there's going to be a way to get away, a way to be hidden from being surveilled, from being tracked. They got so many ways to track you now. And, they got the smart dust. They got the stuff that they put in the food. They got those pill things, and then it's in your body. So you're giving off a signal, as you saw from that other video with that creepy woman. Take that pill, and it sets off a signal, so they'll know where you're at all the time. Just saying. So pray, and just a lot of people might get upset about this, because I'm just telling my sister about it. She's like, we have no chance. And we don't, but without God we do not have any chance, I don't think. So we have to rely on Jesus to get through all of this. It's the only way. It's the only way. And it's overwhelming if you really think about this. If you thought about how things were going to happen 30 years ago, 20 years ago, you would have never came to this conclusion. We always thought, we'll just run away off the grid, hide underground, hide in the woods, and then wait it out. But it's not going to be that easy at all. And even if you could do it, someone will rat you out. So pray for Holy Spirit to calm you in these situations, because it is kind of overwhelming. But I think we need to know what's coming so we can prepare mentally and spiritually. Physically, I'm to a certain extent, yeah, but mainly spiritually, because it's going to be mentally draining. And that's what I think is the wearing out of the saints. And then that's the patience of the saints. If we can make it through all of that, we will be greatly rewarded. So just pray on this and pray, that we will be, ready for what's coming, and that we can stand in the end to resist all of this. Thanks for watching. God bless.